Your son, he's gone. He was weak and foolish, like his father. So I destroyed him.
That's what Snoke wants you to believe. But it's not true. My son is alive.
No. The Supreme Leader is wise.
Snoke is using you for your power. When he gets what he wants, he'll crush you. You know it's true.
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? It's a ship that made the Castle Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to
Castle Run Weekly.
My name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And today we're joined by a very special guest at SoCal Costumes on Instagram, Alex.
Hi guys.
Hey. So we've been talking to Alex. We have been following her, not in a creepy way, but have followed her on Instagram for quite some time. And we were aware of her passion for a certain Kylo Ren Ben Solo. So we wanted to have her join us for a special topic. We are going to be talking today about whether or not Ben Solo, not Kylo Ren, Ben Solo can be redeemed. So I understand you've got some feelings on that. You want to start us off?
I mean, sure. Yes, I was telling you guys that, like, somewhere along the line, my Instagram followers found out that I'm very passionate on the matter and that they can really get me going if they bring him up. Overall, obviously it depends on where they take him in this next movie. I mean, we don't have proof of anything at this point. A lot of people like to come back with, if he can be redeemed, what about the fact that he killed all of his fellow students? Or all,
yeah. Well, it's not like Anakin killed an entire temple of younglings.
Right.
I think he went through and killed a whole bunch of babies, and we have no proof of this. Han just said that he destroyed everything, which doesn't mean that he killed everyone.
That's true.
So in that's not even really an argument yet. So it really depends on where they take him with this next movie, if we actually see the destruction of the newer Jedi Temple, and how he actually played a hand in that.
Definitely.
My opinion may sway.
Well, what is it about Kylo that makes you so passionate about him?
I've always had this feeling that I need to save characters that are really hurting. It was kind of the same Loki or Winter Soldier. It's like the characters that you can see that they're in pain and that they want help, and they just don't have a way out. And I've always been like that, kind of in a very strange way, like, oh no, I want to help you. I need to help you.
Definitely, yeah.
Sad. You're not allowed to be sad. Which I thank God I don't play Leia, because
I've seen a few of your Instagram photos with I'm not sure who it is who does the Ren cosplay, but your Leia, and they're amazing.
There's a couple of them out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach and Jose and Shane, yeah, they're great. Oh, they were so down for it. Like, as soon as they're like, "You want to take mom-son pictures?" I'm like, yes, we're doing this.
That's amazing. I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah. Well, now I just see more and more and more of them now, so I'm very content with those.
There you go. Well, cool. So yeah, and going with our topic and everything. So Ben Solo. So, I mean, like you said, we know very, very little about him at the moment, other than he messed up some stuff. That's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, he's messed up. He's tormented.
Yeah.
Even in the novel, which we're going through in our Holocron book club right now, we're getting some insight into that, which I don't, have you read the Force Awakens novelization?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're learning a lot of stuff actually recently. I've never been one to read the movie books, but now I think I may actually start doing that first. So we'll see.
Just because I read some other ones first, and they were actually different. Star Wars is one of the only ones actually that I've read, and they've added and not subtracted,
right,
or not completely changed things to make the book easier to read. So, I mean, be wary when you're doing that.
Spoilers galore, I'm sure.
And also that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we're getting a lot of insight into Kylo's character just overall, which has been really, really cool. One thing that has kind of, I guess, because this is the question of him being redeemed has been one that I've asked since really I've seen the movie, because he doesn't really come out as the cookie cutter bad guy. Yeah. Like you see him more as the tormented kid who's just being misused, being misled. But he truly believes whatever it is, he's just conflicted.
Right.
And so it's almost like it's not his fault kind of thing. But I mean, in as far as that goes, I mean, with Snoke mentioning how he sees equal parts light and dark in Kylo, and how that basically that's what drew him to him and actually made him desirable for the First Order. I'm interested to see how that comes about, because one thing that's been on my mind as well is, so I do want to ask you, because I know where Heather stands on it. Do you believe that Kylo actually, or I'm sorry, did Han pull the trigger rather than Kylo on the lightsaber?
Okay, interesting question back. Have you guys read the actual transcript, the first original transcript of the script?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Let's hear
That's
it.
not destroy theories.
Okay.
Go and do that. Because it clears everything up. I loved the theory of Han doing it to save his child. Because, I mean, my lovely mother couldn't remember anything of The Force Awakens, so I went back and watched it with her. And one of the first things she said with that bridge scene was when he's saying, like, I'm being torn apart. You can, like, see the tears in his eyes. And my mom turns to me and she goes, no parent ever wants to hear that from their child. And it's like, so, I mean, that just furthers that evidence that he could have done it if he thought for some reason it would save Kylo Payne. Or Ben Payne.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really like that theory. I want it to be true. But yeah, go and read the original transcript.
Definitely. We'll have to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's floating around there somewhere.
Yeah. I'm sure, I mean, if you can get Game of Thrones episode 6 before it comes out, I'm sure you could find it somewhere. I mean, it was like sneaking around the internet for the longest time. But anyways, it was tough. So with Ben having that call to the light, and feeling that torment, what is the likelihood that you think that we may see a change in him in The Last Jedi? Because even though we get kind of more of a Vader-esque kind of look to him in this, which I really, really like, by the way. I love that they're moving towards that, kind of cements that grandfather relationship he wishes he had kind of thing. But what do you think that means for Kylo?
I agree. I definitely think I see like an escalation kind of thing where it's like he's slowly getting closer and closer to Vader and kind of evolving a little bit into him a little bit more than what we saw in The Force Awakens. But someone pointed out something to me with the promo photos, and that in the original Force Awakens photos, or like the promotional stuff that we had for Adam Driver without his mask on, which was very little, but we did have some. It was very like not angry, just frowny, and just aggressive, I guess. Where with the Last Jedi photos, it's a lot more like haunted and very like almost sickly, like he's feeling sick. He's not looking good, but very little first person emotion, I guess. Like very little like, oh, I'm angry, like I should be seething. There's none of that. There's none of that to be found. And for me, that kind of tells me that he's getting closer to maybe switching sides, maybe. But I think if it happens, it'll be a 9 or the very, very end of 8.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, and from the way you described it, it sounds like it's almost like that conflict's like actually killing him. Yeah, is what it sounds like, where he can't truly stick to that. And so yeah, that's very insightful. That's really cool.
Like the person who told me, because I was like, no way, and then I went and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that now for sure. Yeah. I can definitely see that now. So do you think that Ben's already gone too far with killing Han? If he were to switch the light side, because I don't see him skipping and holding hands with Rey anytime soon. So, I mean, what do you think?
Must be like that. No, probably not. And if he did, you'd be worried. I mean, we know Anakin turned good, or Vader turned back to Anakin before dying. And Anakin, we saw kill kids. We saw him take out a whole village of Tusken Raiders. We saw him do pretty atrocious things, choke his own wife when she was pregnant. Like, he did awful, awful things. And then he did even worse things as Vader. Like, and he still could turn back. So, that being said, I don't think Kylo's gotten anywhere near that yet. At all. And I think it's kind of strange that he hasn't gotten that far if he worships Vader so heavily. I think it's probably more likely that he kind of worships Anakin, but he thinks, oh, no, you don't do that. You worship more Vader, because that's the one I'm supposed to look up to, because I'm bad, so it's going to be interesting. I don't think so. I don't think that that's final straw.
Absolutely, yeah. So were you able to make it to Celebration this year?
I was, yeah.
Awesome. So with Hayden Christensen coming out of hiding for the last 9 years, do you think that has any significance for Episode 8?
I hope so. I Last Jedi, I do. I think that would be so cool. I do. Like, I know some people are like, no, don't do that. Just have it be like a creepy Vader thing. Like, but Hayden Christensen, and I'm like, guys, like, that would be so cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Came back instead of Vader coming back. I think that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, is that you had Anakin redeemed at the end, and so why would he be convening with Vader? Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, is that I wonder how they'll use him, if they do. Obviously, I mean, I don't know, 9 years out of the media, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'll come back because people are nicer. All of a sudden, so.
Like,
yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, okay, there's got to be something to this. Yeah, but I mean, as far as, because I mean, if Kylo were to just have an epiphany of Anakin going, hey, you're doing wrong, go to the light, I mean, it'd kind of like, and scene. That'd be the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh my God, Grandpa, you're here.
So that's what you really looked like. Got it.
Right.
Yeah. And actually, Heather, you had an interesting theory that we were talking about after we were discussing The Force Awakens with Maas and Snoke. Did you want to go into that real quick? It's not cemented, but I thought it was really interesting to mention.
I was very tired, but Maas and Snoke are both ancient, and they've seen the rise and fall of empires, and I think that they could be nemesis against each other. And Maas has been collecting things, and she's got the lightsaber, and she's got her stuff, her side, and Snoke has got the mask. I'm sure that's where Ben Solo got the mask.
Yeah.
And so they may be nemesis of each other.
I like that a lot.
I hope that Maas comes back, and I hope she plays a very big part in taking down Snoke in her little bitty self.
Oh, yes.
She's the next Yoda, basically.
There you go. She's our sassy Yoda.
Yeah.
I love that. I've never heard that before. That makes so much sense.
Well, and I didn't even think about it until she was telling me last night about how one side has one thing and then one side has the other. So you have the lightsaber over here. Maz conveniently has it. She has a story for another time, apparently. And then Snoke conveniently has Vader's helmet. And so it's, I don't know, like opposing forces, I guess. So right. I like it. I want to see more of Maz anyway. So yeah.
I do too.
Cool.
Oh yeah. So definitely. So and now, what do you think, for either one of you, what do you think it would take for Ben to redeem himself?
I don't think it would take much. I mean, it didn't take much for Anakin to redeem himself. All he had to do was throw the Emperor into a hole.
Yeah.
So he needs to find an evil old guy and toss him. No, I'm teasing.
Basketball.
Yes. Throw Snoke down a hole. Any
Yeah.
hole. It's fine.
Just and non-recoverable.
I don't know. Like, I guess I've never actually thought about that because there's all the rumors about the Last Jedi shooting and a certain scene, which I won't go into. But I don't know if one good deed will redeem him. I mean, I think one good deed might start to
catalyze him.
Right. Like it might start that cycle of him turning back. But I think for him, it's going to be more of a, I don't know. The only thing I can think of to relate it to is kind of Jason Solo's turn to the dark side, but reverse that, where he might reject the Force and then realize that he can use it for good and use it kind of vice versa, which then might be the end of episode 9 if he can figure out how to do that, would be my only guess. But I don't know. I really haven't thought about that much. I was it's going to be good. That's it.
Well, and I feel like, and I hope it doesn't take until 9. Like, I would be okay if it was maybe end of 8, kind of how Empire
I hope that it's
ended on that kind of cliffhanger.
I hope that we really get him into this groove to where he starts down that path at mid 8, and by the end he's fighting.
Yeah. Well, and I have a friend that thinks that he's a double agent, and that the entire
I've heard that.
Yeah, he's been working for Leia and the Resistance, and that's the reason why she kind of doesn't ever mention him, other than to Han. Like, it's never like, oh, by the way, General, your son is on board Starkiller Base. Do you want to get him out or anything? No? Okay. He's never mentioned in the Resistance meetings. It's only character to character. So
that's true. I never noticed that.
Yeah, it is kind of weird when someone points it out to you, but at the same time, I have a theory that Leia's been hiding that Kylo Ren is Ben Solo.
Heather thinks that Leia's actually hiding a lot more.
I think that Rey is her daughter. Not Han's.
Oh, just hers.
Yeah. That's my personal theory.
And that would explain why she didn't say anything about Rey to Han at all. No, our son.
Yeah.
That is the only thing about that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, she left a long time ago he left a long time ago, and I think that...
make a 10-year difference.
Yeah. So, that's my theory.
I mean, I hope not just for my ship, but accepted. That's interesting. Oh man.
I love how your face went from no to ooh.
I'm starting to move things around from behind me. I'm like, okay, you two. Not related. Let's split that up.
I mean, Skywalker Saga. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No.
Luke and Leia were a little close, so it doesn't kill your Reylo. It just makes it temporary.
Exactly, it's temporary Reylo. For now, it's fine.
There you go.
It might not be acceptable anymore.
Goodness. So we actually got some fan comments as well. I posted the topic out here just a few hours ago. Well, when everybody sees this, it's going to be a little bit. But we got a few fan comments. So as far as what would it take for him to be redeemed, I had actually pulled a couple of very interesting ones, I thought. So one is from Aaron Williams from one of the Star Wars groups that I follow. He says that it'll take him killing Snoke and eradicating the First Order completely with Luke and Rey by his side. Then maybe he'll be able to redeem himself, but he'll always have the pain of killing his own father.
I think that's kind of a well done. That would, of course, do it.
Yeah.
Go the net.
Right. It's going to have to happen. Yeah. He's going to have to make some kind of move on something. So, yeah.
But,
so there's that one.
I mean, that's true. But, yeah.
And then we had another one from Tyler Schrantz that says he will be redeemed. The ghost of Anakin Skywalker will appear to him as pure light, which is interesting. The Forceback visions will show the sad tragedy of Ben Solo's fall from grace. You'd think killing your father would empower you and strengthen your connection to the dark side, like Anakin killing the Jedi. Unfortunately for Kylo, it was the exact opposite. That's why he lost to Rey.
I have had many a deep discussion with my fight partner in Saber Guild about my Kylo that I fight. About like, no, Kylo should have won that fight. Like, better with the lightsaber. He's more, he's more trained in the Force, even if he can't like completely grasp it. And the thing that they always beat me with is he's emotionally damaged from killing his own father, and it's like, oh well, darn it! Like if I killed my own dad, I'd do the same thing. Like, yeah. I mean, it's a completely valid argument.
Well, I mean, do you think he was really that affected by it, though? Because, I mean, obviously we saw that before the lightsaber was ignited everything, but do you feel like that actually cemented anything for him, or literally just sent him into more pain?
I think it did, just because of the look on his face afterwards. One of my other personal theories is that when Leia kind of like stumbles back a little bit and sits down, she's not feeling Han's death. Yes, she's feeling the absence of Han in the Force, but she's more feeling Kylo's pain and his internal screaming at what he's done than Han's death. Because she kind of knew that he probably wasn't coming back. But I don't think she was ready for what it might do to their son.
I like that. Because I mean,
what you would think coming off of him.
Yeah, and because you would think that the bond between a mom and child would, I mean, and I know, Heather, you can attest to this, would be a lot closer than this guy that they kind of fell apart with. I mean, granted, the father of her children, but even still, like, I don't know. I like that a lot, actually, because I could see that being a lot closer.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if, I mean, I know there's all this, like, no, that's not going to happen now. But if for some reason they're lying to us and we do get a scene of Kylo or Ben meeting back up with Leia, how that interaction would go just for that. Whether she'd get him by the ear and tell him how horrible he's been, or if she would just embrace him and be like, welcome back.
Right.
Well, she was already primed to say, you're his father, bring him home. So...
yeah. It's true. Probably a hug, probably, and then she grab him by the ear and tell him how old.
Exactly. One of those hugs, and then smack him like, "What the heck were you thinking?" Right.
I am angry.
I miss you, but dang it! I like that. That's cool. So did either one of you have any last thoughts on? Well, I think that our consensus, if I can even speak, on if Ben Solo can be redeemed is, I would say yes for the most part.
Yeah,
I would think so. Because I mean, there's arguments on both sides. I mean, there's the part of, I mean, like, yeah, you can go with he killed his father, completed his training of some sort, obviously Sith inspired. Whether it be, I mean, obviously it's not Sith, but at the same time, so I mean, you can go from that side and everything, but I mean, I don't know, like there's way more evidence as far as the way what we've seen on screen, even in the novelization, to suggest that he's more so leaning, like you had mentioned about the pictures, that he's just in pain. And I mean, I think that's a way more intriguing character than just evil for the sake of evil. So
exactly.
So,
and I feel that he's kind of pushed in a lot of ways because there's too much Vader in him, or Snoke was watching him for a really long time, and they sent him off with Uncle Luke, and I mean, circumstances kind of all aligned for him. They didn't make the best choices.
Not at all. No. I mean, everything they did was to push them away. Like, even though it was, oh, well, we see Vader in him, whatever. I mean, to me, that's a cop-out. Like you push your son
right.
away.
That's a nature
You made
versus
what he
nurture
is right
thing.
now. Yeah.
Because if you would have nurtured him, but that's how I feel about the Jedi. I just don't.
Also very true.
I think that you push some little kid into this situation that they're not capable of handling and then say, you're not allowed to have any attachments or any life except for to fight and to kill and to bring peace. And I think that it's a flawed thing.
She's not anti-Jedi, but she's anti-Jedi.
I think only certain people should be Jedi. Just because they have the Force shouldn't mean that they should be trained as Jedi. Mm-hmm. That's the reason Anakin went south, is because he shouldn't have been a Jedi. So that's a whole different episode.
Oh yeah. Definitely. So did either one of you have any final thoughts on Ben Solo?
He's gonna be good one day.
Yes.
She's holding out.
Nothing's gonna change my mind until episode 9 is over and he's not redeemed. And I'm like, oh, and they didn't do it. Oh well.
So we'll have to revisit with you every movie as it comes out.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
There you go. Well, cool. So, Alex, where can they find you online?
SoCal Costumes on Instagram, and now I have a Facebook cosplay page too. Same name, and I think that's the only cosplay ones I really have set up. Yeah.
Well, cool. Awesome. Yeah, and she's got a lot of cool stuff on there, guys, so definitely check that out. I've been enjoying your Rey line readings that you've been doing. That's been really entertaining.
I haven't posted one in a while. I should post another one tonight.
You definitely should. In honor of this.
Yeah, exactly.
You heard it first here, guys. No. So, guys, you can check us out at KesselRunWeekly.com. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at KesselRunWeekly. We are now on Stitcher as well. So we are not limited to Apple or Android. So we are on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. So definitely check us out. And be sure to follow us. We've got live videos that are going to be coming out here with our Holocron Book Club. And definitely stay tuned for another episode with Alex. We're going to be talking about her cosplay and her love of Rey and Reylo. So definitely be looking out for that episode. And until next time, guys, my name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Alex. May the Force be with you.